The Battle of Gaugamela, fought on October 1st, 331 BCE, stands as one of the most significant military engagements in ancient history. It marked the decisive confrontation between Alexander the Great of Macedon and Darius III of Persia, ultimately leading to the fall of the Achaemenid Empire and the establishment of Alexander's dominance over the known world. This monumental clash, often referred to as the Battle of Arbela, encapsulates the brilliance of Alexander's military strategy and the dramatic shifts in power during this era. The roots of the conflict trace back to Alexander's ambitious campaign to conquer the Persian Empire, an endeavor initiated by his father, King Philip II of Macedon. Following Philip's assassination in 336 BCE, Alexander ascended to the throne and swiftly consolidated his power. By 334 BCE, he launched his campaign against Persia, crossing the Hellespont into Asia Minor. Over the next few years, Alexander achieved a series of stunning victories, including the battles of Granicus and Issus, steadily eroding Persian control in the region. By 331 BCE, Alexander's forces had pushed deep into Persian territory. Darius III, recognizing the threat posed by the Macedonian king, mustered a massive army to confront him. The two armies met near the village of Gaugamela, located in modern-day northern Iraq, not far from the city of Arbela. Darius chose this location carefully, opting for a flat plain that would maximize the effectiveness of his chariots and cavalry, which he hoped would counter Alexander's formidable infantry and phalanx formations. As the two armies prepared for battle, the contrast between them was stark. Darius' forces were vast, reportedly numbering over 100,000 soldiers, including cavalry, infantry, and the feared scythed chariots. His army was a diverse coalition of Persian troops and various contingents from the far reaches of the empire. In contrast, Alexander's army, though significantly smaller with estimates ranging between 40,000 and 47,000 soldiers, was a highly disciplined and cohesive fighting force, renowned for its tactical flexibility and the effectiveness of its phalanx and companion cavalry. The night before the battle, Alexander's troops rested while Darius kept his men awake, anticipating a possible night attack. This decision would later prove detrimental to the Persian morale and physical readiness. At dawn, Alexander positioned his forces with meticulous care. His strategy involved a feigned retreat to lure the Persians into a vulnerable position, a tactic he had successfully employed in previous engagements. The battle commenced with Darius launching his chariots at the Macedonian lines, hoping to break their formation. However, Alexander's men were prepared. They opened gaps in their lines, allowing the chariots to pass through while targeting the drivers and horses, effectively neutralizing the threat. Concurrently, Alexander led a cavalry charge on the right flank, a bold move designed to exploit the weaknesses in the Persian lines. As the battle raged, Alexander executed a masterstroke. He identified a gap in the Persian center, created by the uneven advance of Darius' troops. Seizing the opportunity, he led a direct assault with his companion cavalry, piercing through the Persian lines and heading straight for Darius. The sight of Alexander charging at the heart of his army caused panic among the Persian ranks. Darius, fearing capture or death, fled the battlefield, an act that demoralized his troops and precipitated a collapse in their cohesion. The Macedonian forces capitalized on the disarray, pressing their advantage and cutting down the retreating Persians. Despite the ferocity of the battle, Alexander displayed strategic restraint, choosing not to pursue Darius immediately, but to secure the field and ensure the complete disintegration of the Persian forces. This decision underscored his tactical acumen and the importance he placed on maintaining the integrity of his army. The aftermath of the Battle of Gaugamela was transformative. Darius' flight marked the effective end of the Achaemenid Empire's power. Although Darius would attempt to rally support and continue resistance, he was ultimately betrayed and killed by his own satraps in 330 BCE. Alexander's victory at Gaugamela paved the way for his unchallenged control over the vast Persian territories, including the capitals of Babylon, Susa, and Persepolis. These conquests not only provided immense wealth, but also solidified Alexander's reputation as one of history's greatest military leaders. The significance of the Battle of Gaugamela extends beyond the immediate military and political consequences. It demonstrated the effectiveness of Alexander's leadership, his ability to inspire and command loyalty among his troops, and his innovative use of tactics and strategy. The battle also highlighted the limitations of sheer numbers in warfare, emphasizing the importance of training, discipline, and tactical ingenuity. Furthermore, the cultural and historical impact of Alexander's victory cannot be overstated. The fall of the Persian Empire and the subsequent spread of Greek culture and influence through the Hellenistic world reshaped the ancient world's political and cultural landscapes. Alexander's campaigns facilitated the exchange of ideas, technologies, and traditions between East and West, leaving a lasting legacy that would influence the course of history for centuries. In examining the Battle of Gaugamela, it is essential to consider the broader context of Alexander's campaign and the historical milieu in which it occurred. The battle was not an isolated event, but a culmination of years of preparation, conflict, and ambition. It reflected the strategic vision and relentless drive of Alexander, who sought not only to conquer, but to unite and integrate the diverse peoples and cultures of his empire. Moreover, the battle serves as a testament to the complex dynamics of power, loyalty, and betrayal that characterized the era. Darius' efforts to maintain his empire in the face of internal dissent and external threats underscore the challenges of ruling a vast and diverse territory. His ultimate failure and the swift rise of Alexander illustrate the volatile nature of political power and the decisive role of military leadership in shaping historical outcomes. The Battle of Gaugamela remains a subject of enduring fascination for historians, scholars, and enthusiasts of military history. Its legacy is preserved in the detailed accounts of ancient historians such as Arrian, Plutarch, and Curtius Rufus, who chronicled Alexander's campaigns and the dramatic events of the battle. These accounts, while sometimes embellished, provide valuable insights into the strategies, tactics, and human experiences that define this pivotal moment in history.